Are you guys ready to head off the trails? I'm the Cryptid Huntress, Jessica Jones, and I'm ready to take you on a mysterious journey right now. We welcome you to Off the Trails right here on the Spaced Out Radio's YouTube channel. If you guys haven't hit subscribe yet, please do. We would love to have you guys. And shout out to Bumblefoot for that kick-ass intro music. I always appreciate that. And you guys, please follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and TikTok at Spaced Out Radio. You guys can find me at thecryptidhuntress.com, where I have live shows there all week. Well, just 2 days a week, but that's all week to me. Okay. It's a lot there, but we have a really good time over there every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so you guys go see me over there. Go subscribe, please. Like those videos, share them out. And if you guys would like to support what I do, I have a Patreon. That's the Cryptid Huntress over on Patreon. And of course, I have my shop, War Woman Goods, on Etsy. Okay, and thank you guys for all your support. I love you guys, each and every one of y'all. Also, we have the Space Travelers Club here at Spaced Out Radio. That's our Patreon over there. So you guys go become a member of that as well if you'd like to support what we're doing over here at Spaced Out Radio. And also, y'all go get some merch, okay? We got a shop over at spacedoutradio.com. You can find a whole bunch of cool Bigfoot hats and all sorts of cool stuff like that, okay? All right, y'all. We have a fantastic show tonight. I have a fantastic guest all the way from Miami, Florida. We've got Eric Vanderlaan here with War Party Paranormal, okay? So before we get to our show tonight, you guys, please go hang out with After Hours after our show's done. Tonight we got Rob and Coley with another fantastic program set up for us tonight. Okay. All right. Well, let's get to our guest tonight, shall we? Eric Vanderlaan has been investigating the paranormal for the past 10 years. He's always been interested in the paranormal and South Florida history. It started on a ghost tour when he caught odd anomalies that he could not explain, and he continues to investigate on his own until he joined a paranormal team about 6 years ago. During his 6 years, Eric has learned from some of the best paranormal investigators in the business. He's helped create War Party Paranormal South team that covers the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. With the help of his team members, the team has regularly appeared on the Latin TV network Univision's show Primer Impacto, and has had several ghost hunting events in the South Florida area. He just had like 3 ghost hunting events this weekend alone. I can't believe he's here tonight. I can't believe he's not sleeping. Okay, and I foresee a big old nap in Eric's future after this show tonight. So to top off another Halloween special, we've got Eric here from War Party Paranormal. So you guys help me welcome Eric to the show. What's up, Eric?
Jessica, I'm working on a double paranormal hangover right now.
Oh my God, that's a thing. Double a paranormal hangover. I like that because I've had paranormal hangovers out in the field when I'm Bigfooting, where I didn't sleep a wink the night before. Yeah.
So yeah, and actually that bio is about 7 years old. So if you add 7 years to it,
I figured that. I got it off your website, Eric. I'm so sorry. I was like,
no, it's my fault. I need to update it.
I should ask you. Listen, thank you for coming on. It was kind of last minute, and I know that you were out there doing your ghost hunting all last night, and I can't wait to hear about it. You're gonna have to tell my audience about what you've been up to.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So we're like in spooky season now. So
oh yeah,
War Party Paranormal. We have interactive ghost hunting events at all these known haunted locations. They're mostly historical museums. So we had the honor to have a school come like on a field trip to one of the most haunted locations in Miami, Florida, called the Deering Estate. It's like one of the most beautiful places you ever been to. Lush tropical gardens. They got history that dates back to prehistoric and super haunted, very active. That's what got me into the paranormal. But every year there's these middle school kids that are part of a forensics class.
Yeah.
And every year they come in bus loads. There it is, Deering Estate.
Yeah.
And we show them how to do investigation, how to use all the equipment. And Friday night we had 75 students.
Oh, wow. Okay, this
Yeah,
is like a huge estate, Eric, and I knew that you were there, so that's why I knew to pull these pictures up, okay?
yeah,
This is a big it's like a mansion with another house behind it. A lot of vegetation, thick vegetation around this
yeah.
place, kind of
Very tropical.
secluded.
Hmm.
Man, that must have been a lot of
Right on
fun,
the
especially for
water.
those kids.
Oh yeah, they loved it. They have a
Yeah.
blast every time. Yeah, so very good. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
it also they'd be able to see, watch us capture some live maybe paranormal activity, any evidence that we captured. So yeah, we had a pretty good night. Had my name called out in the spirit box, so that's a thing. And then yeah, last night we had another event at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum in Miami, Florida. And that went pretty well as well. And
Oh,
I'm going back to Deering for the ladies club for the elderly ladies. I help everybody out.
okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna have a group of 30 ladies. We're gonna be at the Deering Estate and doing a ghost investigation as well. And
Okay.
also on Tuesday. And then
That's pretty
it doesn't end there. It keeps going.
okay.
So I'll be heading up to Trenton, Florida, near Gainesville, and I'll be speaking at the Gilchrist County Jail Paragon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay. When do you ever sleep? I mean, you're like a vampire out there. Like
I
you're up all
know,
night,
right?
right?
Yeah, I
Oh
run
my
on
gosh.
adrenaline, Jessica. That keeps
You're
me
on
going.
adrenaline. You're just a little
Yeah,
tired. You're like, but you know what? It's
yeah.
Halloween season, Eric. It's
It's so
and
busy
not only do
time.
you have all these events, you're also doing a show. You do live shows every Monday night, and
Yeah,
you and Mike and your team have Paraflix,
yeah,
right?
we
The
do.
Haunted
Yep,
Files.
yep. We have a TV
Okay.
show on Paraflix called The Haunted Files. And we're coming out with a Halloween special on Halloween night at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern. So check us out
Oh,
on
nice.
we investigated Lake Okeechobee in Florida. It's one of the largest freshwater lakes in the US actually. But
Nice.
yeah, so we got some interesting activity there, and everything that we put out on our show is the real deal. It's us capturing activity live. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, you guys, I've always said that your team is one of the hardest working teams in the paranormal because
I
you're always out
know.
there doing stuff.
Yeah,
All
we
you're
are
so
very busy.
interactive. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're super interactive with your community, and that's what I really appreciate about your team. And you also, you know your history, right? Like,
Yeah,
especially that area
definitely.
where you investigate. Okay,
Mhm.
so like with my team, when we go out and do our Bigfooting, we kind of hit the same spots over and over again. Like we go to the same areas because we feel, I mean, it's where we do our research, but we feel like the cryptids are more comfortable with us out there, right? Because they know us. We feel like they know us. How do you
That's
feel
how it is
about,
with me with the
yeah?
spirits. That's
That's what
exactly
I was
how it
going to
is.
ask.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I've been going to the Deering Estate, I don't know, for like over 10 years. Gold Coast Road Museum, I can't tell you how many times I've been there, and I get activity during the day as well. So, spirits are people, right? They're
Mhm.
real people. They're just body challenged, right?
Body
So,
challenge.
right, yeah, I heard that. I thought that was a pretty cool terminology. Body challenge. So, yeah, they are
Body
body
challenge. I like
challenged,
that.
but yeah, they're people, and I feel like we build relationships with these people that passed away.
Yeah.
Um, to the point where like they joke around with us and stuff like that. So it's not all about demons and things being evil. A lot of times it's just like basically good memories.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you guys ever encounter anything that's like super negative when you're doing these investigations?
It depends where we go to. There's a couple places that we go there where there's like super negative energy as well. Of course, like the events, we won't do an event as something that's super negative because we don't want anyone to get in any type of harm. Actually, we had someone throw up at our event last night. They felt
Uh-oh.
nauseous and threw up.
Uh-oh. They
Yeah,
didn't have a paranormal hangover, did they? No,
I
I'm just
know,
kidding.
right? Yeah. So yeah, they were in one of the train cars, and I don't know what happened to them. They felt nauseated and walked out and threw up right there.
Oh no. Well, that you know what that happens, and there's so much energy that goes on at these
Yeah.
events, and not just these events, but just anywhere that we go and do our research out doing Bigfooting. Now, okay,
Hmm.
so when I go Bigfooting, I take all of my ghost hunting equipment, Eric. Okay. Like I have a box. It's full of like I have a REM pod. I have K2 meters. I have EVP recording devices. I have Geiger meters. I have temperature gauges. I mean, all the laser pointers with like the laser grids in them.
Yeah.
I mean, the same stuff that you guys use is what we use when we're out in the field doing our cryptid research. So it's so similar because we're measuring the same phenomena out there that you guys are.
You got to come down here and we got to look for some skunk ape.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah. Okay. So Florida is third in the country with Bigfoot sightings. Okay. Like the third highest amount of Bigfoot sightings in the country is Florida. Can you believe that?
Yeah. And they also get a lot of UFO sightings. And a lot of people think that, UFOs and Bigfoot go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they totally do. I can speak from experience. Okay. They 100% go hand in hand. And so the ghost thing. Okay. Ghost, UFOs, Bigfoots, all of the cryptids, all the phenomenon, orbs, whatever, we experience them all together. And so that's where we go when we're looking for spots to go investigate with my team up here in Georgia and all over the South. We look for places that have local legends and lore. Okay. Like a ghost road, for instance. Okay. Where there's ghost scene, where there's like old cemeteries, because a lot of times there's Bigfoot sightings and dogman sightings and alien abductions in the area. Okay. So, I mean, do you guys find that happens with you guys? Like when you're doing ghost investigations, do you get reports also of cryptids in the area?
Well, I don't want to like go into details, so I'm going to give it away. But like our special that's coming out, there's a lot of weird things that go on at Lake Okeechobee, but we ended up capturing something that we didn't expect. And that whole area is known for skunk apes, which is South Florida's Bigfoot. A lot of UFO sightings. Actually, I don't know if you're familiar with Britt Barbieri. She's down, I think she's near Tampa. She's worked with Ben Hansen. She's a ufologist and also a crypto. I can't even say those big words. But anyway, she was saying that what we experienced there on Lake Okeechobee is very common. Like a lot of people reported what we're encountering there.
Yeah. Okay. How far are you from, is it Doug, it was, oh my gosh, it's Dave Shealy's Skunk Ape Museum. How far are you from that?
Skunk Ape headquarters, actually.
Yeah, Skunk Ape headquarters. That's right.
I'm like 40 minutes away from there. I was actually just there like about a month ago. Yeah.
Okay, because so I even pulled up a picture of this because it's David Shealy, right? And he is very famous. For the audience, if anyone's watching tonight and you're not familiar with David Shealy, he made some very well-known, pretty famous skunk ape videos. Some of the first, okay, that I'm aware of. He's like the father of the skunk apes, okay, if you want to call it that.
That's a really cool location because you can there's these tiki huts that are like actually air conditioned. You can camp out there, and I think they take you on tours, like an expedition. Yeah, I was skunk it with Stacy Brown.
I know he's a friend of the show.
Yep, he's from Outcast Paranormal. We were going to do a collab there at Skunk Ape headquarters, where supposedly there's a haunted location, a building there, and I was going to run the paranormal investigation, and he was going to do the Skunk Ape expedition, but it never fell through. But we're still working on it. So.
Oh yeah. But, hey, I want to come down and hang out and do some skunk aping.
Sure.
Yeah,
you do.
I would love that. Absolutely. I was just down in Tampa not too long ago, so it's not too far from all that. But yeah, okay. Linda B has a question. What are the first two states for Bigfoot? Okay, the first two states are Washington and California, and then it's Florida. Okay, isn't that? I mean, that just blows my mind because I would think that Oregon would be third, or I mean, Georgia's 10th. So it's really interesting that like Florida has way more than even Georgia does. Okay, and we have a lot of Bigfoots up here.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. So I would figure that like there's a lot of intermingling with like the ghost hunting and the skunk ape stuff down there. I mean, you guys have a lot of snakes down there too. When you said tiki huts down there,
we have a huge
I would be scared.
problem.
Yeah, I would be scared to stay in a tiki hut with anacondas and ball pythons and stuff.
Well, it's lifted. It's above ground. It's like a few feet above ground. So none of the creepy
Yeah,
crawlies
but
can crawl up there.
snakes climb, right? I think snakes
Yeah,
climb.
but
Yeah.
you
I
have to
would
do it.
still be a little weirded out by that. But
Yeah,
coming from a girl that chases Bigfoots, you know.
I know,
Um,
right?
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I vaguely remember you telling me something about snakes. Like you guys had gone out to some domes out in the swamps or something, and done some investigating, and you had to worry about the
Oh
snakes out there.
yeah. So I was watching a TV show. I think it was like called Python Hunters or something on Travel
Okay,
Channel. And they were down by the Everglades, and they were at this abandoned site, and they were saying that there's claims of reported paranormal activity there. And I'm like, I got to check this facility out. So it's called the Aerojet rocket facility. And the only way to get to it is there's a road that goes out there. It's like you have to go like 3 miles down this road, but there's a gate that you can't drive a car through. So you either have to hike it or bike it, or you can go to the
okay.
city and try to get a key to the gate, but then you got to, get permits and all that stuff. But so, yeah, I went there, and the Aerojet rocket facility has been abandoned since like the 60s. It was a location where the company Aerojet was testing out rocket engines, rocket fuel for NASA. And this was like 3 miles
Oh,
out into the Everglades. And then NASA changed the type of fuel they were using, and then the facility shut down. But the interesting story about the Aerojet rocket facility, it was created by what's his name? On the tip of my tongue, but the father of rocketry, Jack Parsons. That he
okay.
was the
Oh yeah.
director. Yeah, so this
Okay.
was like back in like the 30s or maybe even before that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the exact history of it, but yeah, he ran Aerojet, and also he was like well connected with Aleister Crowley, and he was into the occult and all this type of stuff.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, so it's
Very
been shut
interesting.
down since the 60s. It looks like an apocalyptic town now. But I think people like found out about the background of Crowley. I mean, like Crowley Parsons, and now they go there and practice Santeria, black
Oh,
magic, Satan worship, all kinds of stuff. And you can feel the vibe there. I've heard disembodied voices, footsteps, all kinds of things. It's pretty wild.
oh wow. Okay, so we're
But
places.
I get scared of the pythons though when I go there. We got to
I
scout
bet.
it out during the day.
I bet. Okay, so in all of my research and all my studies, I mean, I find that places where rituals are done quite often, and in
Hmm.
addition to rituals, bloodshed, like Civil War battles, places that blood has been spilled, okay,
Yeah.
and blood is spilled in these rituals, okay, a lot of times.
Hmm.
It's like almost like a portal has been opened up there, and there's so much paranormal activity there.
I believe
Do you
that.
guys encounter that?
I believe that place is like a portal.
Yeah.
Definitely. By the way, I want to give a shout out to my buddy James from Cross the Line Paranormal. He's from Valdosta, Georgia. He's in the chat.
Oh,
Just wanted to say hi.
one of my Georgia brethren up in here. I'm from Georgia. I live in Georgia too. There. Okay. So and I've been seeing in the chat. I mean, Georgia is representing tonight. We got a lot of people from Georgia and
I
Florida in
know.
the
I
chat
noticed
tonight.
that,
What's
right?
going on, y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Yeah, my teams cover the entire South, and I haven't done a ton of research down in Florida, but I have gone up to the
Hmm.
Chattahoochee area up in North
Okay.
Florida, and I can't remember the name of the bridges. I think it was the name of the family.
Oh, I know what bridge you're talking about. I was going to investigate that. I was up in Tallahassee, but we never did. But it's like sort of like out like in the boondocks, right?
It's in the middle of nowhere, yes,
Yeah.
but that's where all the skunk apes are, right? So
Yeah.
uh,
Actually, Stacy told me about that. He was telling me to go there.
he's done some pretty extensive research up there. I think he's gotten some good footage from that area on their property. And my entire team went down there. Now, back when we went, it's been a long time. It's been about 8 years, 7 or 8 years since I've
Hmm.
been down there. Um, I remember because my son was in a car seat, and I just remember that. Okay, so I didn't take my son down there. But yeah, we went down there and stayed. We didn't have a whole lot of activity, but I think we kind of detected maybe a portal on that property. There was something going on down in that property, where something was coming in and out, I think. So yeah, lots of places like that down there.
Well,
So
Mike is getting married in May, and Mike, he's on my team. He's my partner as well. Joe, he's on our team as well. He's getting married in May, and the three of us are doing a paranormal bachelor road trip.
oh, yeah.
And we're going to be going through your area. We're going to go to South Pittsburgh Hospital, and I think it's called College Hill Hospital up in West Virginia.
Oh,
We should
wow.
swing by.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a fun bachelor party.
I know, right?
It's very
he's like,
fitting for you
I
guys.
know. He's like, I don't want to go to something like crazy like Las Vegas or go to a strip club, because he's like, he's a little bit older. He's past that. He's like, let's just go on a road trip and go investigate. So yep, that's
Oh my
what we're gonna
gosh.
do.
Let's
Yep.
go hang out with ghosts and hang out with skunk apes and stuff, right?
By the
Yeah.
way, James from Across the Line, the Paranormal is a machine. That dude drove down in one night all the way to West Palm Beach to one of my events and drove back the same night.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty
Wow.
crazy, right?
That's dedication. That's a
Yeah,
serious
right.
paranormal hangover right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's a
so
fanatic as well.
that sounds like a lot of coffee drinking too, because to stay awake,
Right.
man, it's hard for me. Now, I don't know about you, but like when I get done with like a night of researching, okay, or even a whole weekend, and things have just gotten so crazy that we're like, I couldn't sleep all night. And I feel like I have a hard time driving home the next day. Like if I have to go home, a paranormal hangover is a perfect term for that, like a perfect phrase. But like it doesn't feel right sometimes. Like not getting any sleep and then having to drive like 4 hours home. I don't know. That's just me. It doesn't happen too often. But
Yeah, I drive some long distances, but it's worth it. I'm like a
yeah,
road warrior,
the road warrior.
right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, me too. Me too. Absolutely. Okay, so tell me a little bit. Okay, so I mentioned that I have the same like equipment that you guys use. Okay, we're just going to talk equipment for just a half second, okay?
Cool.
Because I'm really interested because I haven't bought any new equipment in so long. Is there anything like brand new on the market that I could use in my bigfooting, put in my bigfooting arsenal, I guess you could say, that
Actually,
you guys are
if
using?
you hold on 1 second, I got something to show you. I'll be right
Okay.
back. Give me 2
Okay.
seconds.
Okay. All right, you guys, we're talking equipment here at Space Out Radio tonight. Just briefly, because Eric knows what he's doing. They have all sorts of like the cutting edge equipment. I think they're even sponsored by a ghost hunting equipment company. Okay, so
We're sponsored by the Ghost Hunter store. So
Ghost Hunter store. Okay.
yeah, if you
All
go to
right.
the
I
Ghost
knew
Hunters, if you go to the Ghost Hunter store and you put the code Ghost Gone Wild, you'll get a discount off your purchase. Not Girls Gone Wild, Ghost Gone Wild.
I know. I saw that, and I saw a flyer that said the Ghost Gone Wild, and I was like, man, that sounds risque.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like part of the deal is we get some toys to play with, and we got a new one that I played with last night.
Oh, you did? Okay, tell me
I'm
what it
gonna show it
is,
to you.
because I need to stock up on some new stuff.
So I know people in the field of Bigfoot and UFOs, they like to use a spirit box, right?
Yes.
So this is the latest one that came out. It's the SB7 Pro.
Nice. That's a big one. Mine are like tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people, the SB7 is a lot smaller. So I have one laying around here. But anyway, the cool thing about this that I really like is it has a REM built into it.
Oh,
Like
a REM, like a REM
pod.
card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where like it'll emit like a boundary of static. Anything that breaks the field, it goes off. Another cool thing about it is like, you know how you're doing a conversation and you're doing a sweep on the spirit box, right?
Yes.
So a lot of times you want to ask questions and you want to like, some people like what they do is they'll have like an external speaker and they'll cover it and say their question and then let go. Here, just by touching it, it'll stop and then you tap it again and I'll go back to playing again. It's really cool toy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, because they can get really loud. And speaking of loud, I actually gave my RIN pod to a friend of mine. I went to go do an investigation up in Tennessee at a couple's home where they were having like dogmen, Bigfoot activity. Their chickens were getting taken from their backyard, and they had a cave in their backyard. And so I gotta admit, my RIM pod was just getting on my nerves. Like every time we go out in the field, Eric, it just would beep. And honestly, like none of us really had an explanation as to like what exactly that thing's measuring. Okay. And so I ended up just giving it to the lady whose house we went and investigated, because she was really into REM pods. Okay. So I gave her mine.
You know why it's beeping all the time? Probably.
Yeah. Mine was beeping all the time. And it was beeping when we were out in the field.
Sensor. The temperature sensor on there is very sensitive.
Yeah.
It beeps like crazy. I always leave it off whenever I use it, just because it's annoying. Because, you know, the temperature can change suddenly depending by wind or whatever environment you're in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, this would be like in the middle of the night, though. Like I would leave it. I wasn't doing it all the time, but at night when we were all trying to sleep, we would put our REM pods around base camp, and these REM pods would just go off. Like you could hear it was like somebody was walking through camp, but there was nobody there because all the REM pods would go off. Yeah. In different areas. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it got really annoying at times. So we'd be like, turn those things off.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. But we always would debate like what exactly is that thing measuring, other than just something getting in the magnetic field.
Yeah, the main thing is like, you know, the REM pod has an antenna like you see here on the spirit box here. So the antenna emits a static field. So if anything breaks that field, it'll alarm and make a noise.
Yeah.
So that's pretty significant if you had those all set up and that antenna was going off.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I probably should have kept that thing. I know, but I gave it. You know, I like to pass things down if I'm not using it that much. You know.
Well, next time, pass it down. Yeah. I'll be willing to
pass it down. I know, right? Hey, if you have anything you want to pass down, I'm available for you to pass things down to. Okay.
Okay. So, cool.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Okay, so
I would love to do like, do you guys ever do like an Estes method or anything?
We do. Absolutely. Yeah. We do Estes methods when we're out at the Meadow. We have a place that we research called the Meadow, and the head of my team loves doing those. We actually have one guy on our team who is really good at doing it, Daryl. And so he will be the person that puts the goggles on and the headphones and stuff. And he's the one that gets the best results. So we let him do that.
Does he wear goggles or a blindfold?
It's like blindfold goggles. I don't know.
Okay.
It's something like that.
You know, we developed an experiment called the Delco experiment. It's like the Estes, but Gansfeld experiment.
Gansfeld, that's right. We've done that.
Mixed into it, where like they used to put ping pong balls and shine a red light, and then put headphones on and play white noise. They would test for ESP. So we built these goggles called the Delco goggles, and it illuminates in red. So you stare in the red instead of wearing the blindfold. You're staring in the red, and you're listening to the spirit box going through the headset as well. And we've gotten some amazing results. And if you're sensitive, it's even crazier.
Oh yeah. Everybody on my team is super sensitive to all this stuff, and I think that really gives us better results out in the field when we're doing our Bigfoot research and all the other paranormal research.
Yep, you guys got the Delco goggles. You'd be amazed.
Yeah. Okay. So does everybody on your team have like a super open mind about all this paranormal phenomenon?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of the people were number one skeptics. I mean, that's what we're doing is we're trying to find an explanation for everything, right? But then we have people that, you know, we're very an eclectic group. We have people we have psychic mediums. We have people that are involved in Wicca, and we actually had a pastor, God rest his soul, he passed away. So we're very diverse, but we're more like a scientific type research team. We do scientific.
You're scientific. I like that. You take measurements and stuff, right?
Yeah, we like to like record and see what's causing it and what's capturing it. But we also are open-minded as well. We have people that are mediums. Yeah. If you're going to be a psychic medium on your team, they put you through a rigor because they're very skeptical about that. You know, everyone can say that they're a medium, but you know, a lot of them aren't. So yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about my team is that most of us are trained in remote viewing.
And so we're able to like really tune into stuff psychically before we go and after we go and while we're there and stuff. So it
Yeah, you're
makes a
big
big
into that.
difference. Yeah. It makes a huge difference. I think it really helps the research, honestly, to have a bunch of psychically switched on humans out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
helps.
very cool when they're picking up on something and then you're also picking it up on the equipment. That's like the best.
Yes, absolutely. Black Dragon. You're silly. He's sensitive to
I'm the
bacon.
same way. I'm very sensitive.
I think we are
I need the
too, you know,
bacon.
especially when we're hungry out here. I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you, okay, so was it last night you guys were at the train depot or the train museum, right?
Gold Coast Railroad Museum. Yep.
Okay. What is up with ghost and railroad trains? Okay, like railroad like trains, because first of all, there's like haunted train rides all over the country right now. And ask me how I know. We have one right here, not too far from where I live. It's a gold museum. Okay, so one of the towns down, not too far from where I live, is called Villa Rica. I mean, we're a country, so we pronounce it Villa Rica. Okay, it's probably pronounced some other way, but that's how we say it.
Okay.
City of Gold. Okay, and they have like a gold mines there.
Villa Rica.
Villa Rica, right?
Villa
Okay.
Rico.
We say Villa Rica. Okay.
Okay. Is it RICA or RICO?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like City of Gold. Yeah. But they have like a little train ride for like the kids that like goes around, and it's like the haunted train ride, whatever. And you know, it's just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like my son, we took my son's preschool class several years ago, went on this train ride. They didn't know it was like they had like satanic mannequins and stuff. It was really not for children.
For, like,
after
kids?
we got there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was the teacher didn't know it was not for kids.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
So, but anyways, it was fun. I laughed the whole time and covered my son's eyes the whole time we were on it. But anyways, yeah. But we have like these haunted train rides, and we also have just like haunted trains and stories and like ghost stories of trains and like school buses or cars like getting stuck on train tracks, and like they'll have like little handprints on the back windshield, like when you know, like kids are trying to push the car off the railroad tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
It just seems like they go hand in hand, Eric, like trains and ghosts.
Well, this place is pretty interesting. A lot of some tragic things happened on the land.
Okay.
Before it was a Gold Coast Road Museum, it was a Navy air base. And what happened there was in the 1940s, they had blimps that were stationed there that would cover the coast of Florida searching for German U-boats during World War II. And they had 3 hangars, and these hangars were huge. They could hold 6 blimps. So imagine how big that hangar was. So in the the mid 1940s, a hurricane came by. It was pretty bad, and one of the blimps caught on fire, and then all 3 hangars blew up, and some people died there. And so we get activity, and a lot of residual activity, but also intelligent, because some of the remnants of the hangars are still there. So when they created the Gold Coast Road Museum, they built a smaller hangar over like the same concrete slab where the other hangar was. And there's like 4 rails of cars that go out into this yard. And all these cars have like their own personalities. The most famous one is the presidential car, the Ferdinand Magellan. Roosevelt, Truman, Reagan, Winston Churchill rode on that train. It used to be Air Force One before Air Force One was a plane. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
interesting.
And actually, it's known that a Secret Service agent was shot in the line of duty. So we've actually gotten evidence of that. And then we have an Army medic car where we get crazy activity, especially of a little girl. I don't know why. And the weird thing about the medic car is that it's never been in service. And then there's other cars there as well. There's a segregation car. There's a California Zephyr. It's a double decker. And they all have their different personalities. And I don't know why, but it just seems like to me that like all the energy that like started way back from the tragic accident at the naval base to like these cars, like I don't know, I think it just amplifies everything. It increases everything. To me, I think like the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, and I've been to a lot of very active places around the US, I think this is one, it's like right up there. So a lot of people don't know about it.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay,
Hmm.
so I've ridden passenger cars before, like passenger trains,
Yeah.
and we have some really fun ones that go through Georgia, like Middle Georgia, and then we have one up in North Georgia in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And
Hmm.
of course, like my grandmother loves to ride it. My grandfather worked for the train, like for Norfolk Southern for a long time, and my
Hmm.
uncles, and we come from a railroad family. Okay, and so we like to ride those things, and all the different train car, like the passenger trains, they'd have like different themes, kind of like that, kind of like what you're saying. I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
that's just from like different eras or whatever, but it was just a little touch, a little flair for each car. It was like a little something different.
Yeah. And you figure back in those days, like if you were riding on a train, that was like quite the luxury. Um,
Yeah.
like to go cross country and stuff like that. Some of those trains are really nice. They have like cabins there where beds fold out. You can fold them back. There's like a living room with couches and stuff like that. And I think that train dates back to like the 1940s, maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, trains were
Yeah.
popular back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, trains are fun to ride too. I like trains a lot, but yeah, super haunted, man. Super haunted. I think it's just because
Hmm.
it's old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because it's old. It's got that stigma to it.
Right.
Yeah, just like those houses and the venues and the locations that you guys go and regularly go and do your events at and
Hmm.
have your group ghost hunts and
Yeah.
do your individual, like your team's research on. I mean, with your team, do you guys usually go to people's residences to go ghost hunt if they're
Yeah.
having problems?
That's the main purpose of War Party Paranormal. Is we're a non for profit. We're here to help people. That's our main goal. We do the events so we get the word out so people know how we can help. A lot of times, like when we get like a client, they won't call us first. They'll come to one of our events because they want to check us out. And then, like at the end of the event, they're like, "You'll never believe what's going on in my house." Something crazy.
Oh my gosh, I bet. Well, they feel
Yeah,
comfortable telling you about it
yeah, because
too.
they feel a little bit weird too, because I'm sure they're being ridiculed, or some people like, "Come on, really? You don't have anything going on in your house, and who are you going to call? You got to
Yeah.
call someone like us." And if
Oh
it's
yeah.
not paranormal, we're connected with people in different fields, so we can refer them to different people.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're coming up on Halloween in like what, a week or something. I mean, we got
Yes.
Halloween coming up. I
Yep.
know that's why you're so busy right now, and so thank you so much for being here tonight.
I'm going to
To
Halloween
take
Horror Nights too.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So, but Halloween is like a time where they say the veil is the thinnest, right? So, do you guys get
Right.
more activity during? I mean, I know you're out in the field more during Halloween, but like, do you have an event planned, and like, are you expecting it to be like
You
through the
know
roof, full of
what?
activity?
I've never investigated on Halloween. I don't know why.
Really?
We just haven't had any events land on Halloween. It's always before or after. I guess just because of the day. Maybe it hasn't fallen on like on a weekend or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, a lot of us have kids. Okay. And I know I've got to take my son trick or treating every year. He's just a little kid. So,
Yeah.
but I'm actually doing a Halloween special that night too. So I do shows on Halloween. I had a big old Halloween special last year, and I'm
Oh,
gonna have
cool.
a equally as big one this year that I haven't announced yet. So I guess this
Oh,
is like
okay.
this is like an unofficial announcement. You guys find me on my channel
I
on
had
Halloween
everyone.
night.
I had last year. I had everyone on the team dress up as a costume on our radio show.
Oh, you did. Very
Yeah, and they all
nice.
presented their like best captured evidence from video. And we all dressed up like some type of character for Halloween on the
Oh my
show. But
gosh.
this time we won't be doing it because I'm going to be doing a Paracon, and then right after that I'll be going to Hollywood Horror Nights, and I'm going to be tired.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you're keeping your boots on the ground out there and doing
yeah.
big things. What is the scariest place that you've ever investigated?
What we were talking about earlier, the Aerojet rocket facility. I don't get really scared. It's not what's like, what kind of activity we're gonna get, or we're gonna get demons. It's like what's in the facility. Like I was worried about pythons. There's Florida panther out there. There's skunk ape. So, or they could be, you don't know who, like a homeless person, or you just got to be
Oh
careful where
yeah.
you're going. So that's what scares me the most. But yeah, but if it comes to like paranormal, it would probably be that location, and then the former location, which has been demolished, the Belglade rocket facility. I mean, not the Belglade Correctional Facility. That was super haunted. They actually had a prison chapel on the property where they were doing satanic rituals. I don't know why we got people practicing satanic all over Florida, but anyway, you could feel like the energy in there. It was just like pulling you down. It was like the weirdest thing. And actually, one of our investigators, JP, had an attachment and had to do like a serious cleansing for like several weeks to get rid of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's scary. Yeah. I try to stay away from places where they do satanic rituals. I just do. I try.
Yeah.
I try
but
my
you're
best.
Sensitive too. I'm not sensitive.
Yes.
So like it is, I don't really get as scared, but I know people who are, it just like takes it to a whole new level.
It does. Now, Area 51, what's up, Juan? He's in the chat. He says, I don't do asylums or prisons anymore. Those are just too much. And I agree with that. I mean, when you go to an asylum, Eric, do you guys get like a way more frantic, crazy kind of energy coming from those places?
Yeah, I haven't investigated an asylum yet, but I've done a lot of prisons. And yeah, you do get like, some weird things that happen. Like I was talking about the Belle Glade Correctional Facility. We actually were doing an EVP session, and it was almost like we were having a conversation with someone that like got into a fight and got raped in one of the men's showers. So It was really weird. But you can imagine that happening, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the trauma, like I'm just not a huge fan of like going where there's been a lot of trauma, because I kind of, I have to protect my energy from that kind of stuff. I was actually just recently up in Montauk, New York, where they did the Montauk Project, where there's a bunch of MK Ultra mind control and tortured children and people that they had kidnapped and stuff from around the area up in Montauk, New York. Long Island Bigfoot was there with me. He's in the chat tonight. What's up? What's up, Mike?
Sweet.
Yeah. So we had a big old crowd up there. And the people I was with, it was people who had survived the Montauk Project, people in that program. So yeah. So I was prepared. I kind of knew what was going to happen up there. I knew like what could happen, like potentially, and so I knew to protect my energy. So we worked on that before we went up there. But but how do you protect yourself? I mean, do you have like I don't want to say a ritual. Do you have like a set of like stuff, something that you do to like protect you from getting an attachment when you're at these locations?
To tell you the truth, I should be doing more. I don't do a lot, just because I feel, knock on wood, that nothing's happened to me. I think for me, I'm not sensitive. I just think it's like the state of mind I'm in. Like you don't want to go into a place where like maybe you got into a fight or something emotional happened. Like you're not in the right thoughts. You want to be in a positive mind frame. But I am Christian. I do have faith, so I always pray before for protection and after. So I don't know, maybe that's what helps me. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own ways. I think it's just like everyone, like their insides are different and how they feel and their beliefs. So you have to go what's suited towards you.
That's right. Okay. So I admit too, like I don't always protect myself as much as I should. Yeah. Okay. Like I am no saint over here when it comes to doing that. I try my best when I'm, I do protect myself, but there are times where like I came home with hitchhikers. I had like orbs in my house when I came home from the field one day. Have you ever had that happen?
Never, no.
Really? You've never had orbs? Have you ever had any activity in your own house?
Well, I don't do anything in my house. I don't even try. Like
no paranormal.
I will not turn this on in my house.
That's like me. I don't either. Okay, yeah, so like I know better. I don't turn anything on. I'll use my dowsing rod sometimes when I'm doing like a tarot reading or something, because I do those for people. But I don't turn on any of the ghost hunting equipment.
But I say I'm not sensitive, but when I go into a dark place, I know the difference between dark energy and good energy.
Yeah.
But I don't feel anything in my house because I've never felt like the dark places I've been to. I've never felt that at home. So I keep that my sanctuary,
Yes. Well, and you've got a family. We have to protect our families as well, because it's not fair to like my family if I come home and, and I didn't protect myself very well. And I think that's kind of a harsh lesson to learn sometimes. It was for me bringing home those orbs that day.
And there's a lot of times where like we have people in our group where I'll have them sage me before we leave a place. Bless me with holy water for protection.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. What about Ouija boards? C Dukes in the chat. Just say no to Ouija boards. Okay. I was just telling my son today about my Ouija board experience when I was 16, because we passed by the house today where my friend and I pulled, the only time I've ever used a Ouija board. We were 15, I think. And we pulled out a Ouija board at her house, and we asked a question about something being like a dark entity or like a demon. And it shot up to, yes, I'm a demon, you know, and we screamed and we ran out of the house and we sat on top of her dad's car till her parents got home because we were scared. What do you think about Ouija boards? Do you guys use those?
We don't use them on investigation. I've used them before. To me, you just got to know how to use it. You got to know how to close it. I think that if you're using it the right way and you know what you're doing, I don't think there's a no or a yes. You know, over in Europe, especially in the UK, a lot of those investigators, that's how they do their communication, is they do a lot of Ouija boards.
Yeah.
That's part of their investigation.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious, you know, when there's a place in North Georgia called Corpsewood Manor.
James Todd is crazy.
Oh yeah.
She's like all into the paranormal. She's
Oh,
done
really?
the Delco experiment. Yeah.
So she's not scared. So she's like the next generation.
She has no
right?
fear. Yeah. I think she's like 14.
That's awesome. You know, it's like
goes wherever he goes.
That's amazing. You know, I'd love to take my son out there more. I mean, like we are raising like the next generation of like Bigfoot researchers and paranormal investigators and stuff. Yeah. So
my kids were embarrassed of me. They didn't want to have anything to do with me. That's how I kept the boyfriends away. My daughter would say like, my daughter would be like, "Oh, so-and-so is coming over tonight." "Oh, really? I'm gonna bring out my equipment and I'm gonna show them what I got and how it works. I'm gonna show them my YouTube videos." And then later on that night, I'd be like, "Well, how come Zachary didn't come by tonight?"
I tell you what, our kids have no idea how cool we are, Eric. I'm just saying. They have no idea, right? They have no idea. And all of our friends too. They have no clue. They just don't, I'm not saying our friends, but all of our friends' kids. Yeah. They have no idea. Yeah. But yeah, we're ultimately, I'm just out here having fun. I know you're out here having fun with all your team and everything. Yeah. So I don't know. We're just, trying to figure out the mysteries of the world. And
yeah, we are. I just want answers. That's all. I'm a very, very curious person.
Yeah. Is that why you do this? You just, I mean, if you sit back and think about it, like, why am I doing this? Because I think about that too. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I going out there chasing Bigfoot? It's just for me to know personally. Is that how you feel?
And it's part of the chase and the thrill. And even when we do residential cases, I mean, I love helping people. I do that in my professional career. So if I can put something that I'm passionate about and I'm helping people, I mean, can't get better than that, right?
Exactly. I know I like helping people too, but I just want to experience all this life has to offer. I really do. And I think that the Bigfoot thing is kind of the path that I took somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely opened me up to a lot of stuff.
I still need to go on a Bigfoot hunt. I haven't been on one. I'm still talking to you about it. I don't know how many, was it been a couple of years you've been talking about it?
I mean, I've known you for at least a year or 2 years now, right? A couple of years.
Yeah.
And so yeah, listen, anytime you want.
Jessica got me into the radio field. I never even thought I would be like in the radio. It never even crossed my mind.
Oh my gosh, I know. Oh, see, a lot of people don't know our background. Okay,
you created a monster, Jessica.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. You know what?
Yeah.
Anything I can do to help the monster. Okay, to help raise the monsters. I don't know. I just saw the same thing in you guys that like I felt in myself, and it's like just having a spark of like just loving what I'm out there doing. And I saw you out there doing it, and so I was like, you guys should come do a radio show over here with me, over at this network. So you guys are at KGRA Digital Broadcasting. That's where I started out. Okay, and I had a show there. I had a show there for a while, and I came there because of my friend Paula Asteria, who is a friend of Spaced Out Radio here. And so she brought me on there. So then I brought you guys. So like, we're just each one, bringing each other, you know,
I've
along for
just
the
been
ride.
blessed because I met you. You got me into the radio field.
Yeah.
And then for the haunted files, I became friends with Patty Negree, so I'm blessed with that. And she's the one who got us in with Paraflix. So yeah, I've been very lucky. Got a lot of good friends in the paranormal field. I mean, I know you hear a lot of like, people bashing each other, but like there's a lot of good people out there. A lot of good people.
Oh, you know what? There's way more good people out in these fields than there are bad troublemakers. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
there are.
we got a lot of troublemakers that want to eat their own in the cryptid community. So,
Yeah, I
but that's
bet.
okay. I love all of them, no matter what. No matter what, even if they try to eat me and eat their own, it's okay. It's okay. I forgive y'all. It's whatever. But yeah, they're just not having as much fun as I am, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's amazing. So Patty Negree, I've seen her on Ghost Adventures. Okay, she's like a
Yeah.
white witch, right?
Yeah. She's called the Good Witch.
The Good Witch.
Yeah.
The Good
She
Witch.
has a heart of gold. She's an awesome person. Amazing
Oh my
person.
gosh.
Yeah. Very
I
down
love
to
that.
earth. No ego or anything like that. Always willing to help. So she's very cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, you guys have an amazing team. You have a big team, actually. It's so big that you guys have
We're
like
up to
divided off.
37 now.
Oh my gosh. So you
I don't
guys
know
are
how
like
to do
divided
this.
into two separate teams. You got like the North and the South team, right?
Yep. We
Okay.
got we're actually one big family, but we separated because a lot of people don't like to drive long distance for events and stuff. So I created the South team, which covers Miami and the Fort Lauderdale area. The original team was the North team, which is West Palm Beach. That's where they're originally based. Marla, Scotty Burns, and John Zapp Adderalt, they're our co-founders. They created War Party Paranormal about 11 years ago. And then they brought me on about 7 years to start the South team. And then we've been just running strong ever since.
That's amazing.
Stitches.
Which is, I know, that's hilarious. I know, wishes get stitches. Well, okay, but she's a good witch. Okay, like
No,
Glinda.
she's
I
very
love
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. What's up, Javier? We got Javier from Cryptid 559 up in here tonight. We've got all sorts of, we have a lot of other researchers and paranormal investigators in the chat tonight, Eric. And
Very cool.
yeah, I know you got some of your friends in here. I got some of my buddies in here as well. Yeah. What do you have planned in your future? Like what is the future of War Party Paranormal holding right now? What do y'all have planned?
Well, War Party Paranormal, I don't know. We have a lot of locations where we're doing events. Make it like an extra location. A lot of new things that are coming up are with Mike and I in the Haunted Files. We're gonna have season 2 that's going to be starting next year for the Haunted Files on Paraflix. So that's going to be new. We've been like going up north more often for Paracons. We went to the White Hill Mansion Paracon back in May, and I couldn't believe how many people up there like knew who we were. It was like, it blew my mind away. I actually felt very honored. So it was really, really interesting. So,
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're out there, man. You're out there.
Yeah.
People know who you are. You got all these shows and you're doing all these events. So people are, it's always this kind of odd because I speak at Bigfoot conferences and festivals and stuff. And it's weird when you have people that show up and they're like, oh my God, I love your shows.
Can I take your picture with you?
I know.
That's
It's
the
really,
best feeling.
Yeah. We used to make fun of each other, like our podcaster friends, like, hey, you better take a Sharpie and line up stage left, go sign autographs, kidding around. But yeah, it's just really interesting that, people are really into ghost hunting and really into Bigfoot, really into all this stuff. So
when we were at White Hill Mansion, the main guest there was Katrina Weidman. She was on Paranormal State and Portals to Hell or something like that. But she had a line of people going out the building all the way down the road to the parking lot. It was wild. Just to go and say hi and get an autograph. It was pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Well, she did a show with Jack Osborne, right? That show.
I think it's called Portals to Hell.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever gone to like a super haunted location and spent the night by yourself or like in a room with like you and maybe another person? I mean, like, have you done what they did on that show?
I'm trying to think.
Or would you?
Oh yeah, I would definitely.
You
I'll be
would?
by myself. Yeah, of
What I
course I
mean,
would.
okay, what about like a haunted mental
Yeah,
asylum
I
or like
would.
Waverly Hills? Would you stay at Waverly Hills by yourself on a cot overnight?
I know I would because I've been there before.
You would? I would
Yeah,
not do that.
I definitely would.
I don't think I could do that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Okay. You said yes, we do all the time.
Uh,
I know. I have to draw the line somewhere, Eric. I draw the line. Like I'll go out in the woods and be bait for Bigfoot, but I don't know if I'd sleep by
yeah.
myself at Waverly Hills,
I mean, I
sanatorium.
stayed a night at like a haunted hotels, but like I would like to do that. That's on my list to stay at
Oh
a
my god.
jail or asylum.
Yeah, the Clown Motel. Have you been there yet? The Clown
No,
Motel?
I haven't, but I would like to
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, okay, Eric, we've come to the end of the hour already. I can't believe this went by really fast. Like I got a million other
It
things to
always
talk
goes
about
by
with you.
fast.
It always does, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Where can people find you? And tell my audience about your shows, please.
Okay, so for War Party Paranormal, it's real easy. It's warpartyparanormal.com. Everything's linked to it. Our radio show, the Haunted Files, our events. You can find War Party on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Me personally, I'm Ghost Hunter of South Florida. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. And yeah. Yeah, the website. That's the best way to get all the information from
The
us.
website.
Yep.
Okay. And okay, so every Monday you guys have a show on KGRA and on your YouTube streams on your YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah, we do. We won't
Okay.
be
So
live the next few weeks, but usually every Monday night we have a guest, a celebrity guest, or we'll talk about a past investigation and we'll show clips from our investigation of evidence that we captured. A little
nice.
show and tell. Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. And then everybody, you guys go subscribe. It's a subscription, right? With the Paraflix. So
Yeah, Paraflix. I got all kinds of discount codes. So
okay.
the Ghost Hunter store is Girls Gone Wild. You'll get a discount if you want to
Okay.
buy some paranormal equipment. For the Haunted Files, if you go to Paraflix and put in the discount, it's real easy. It's the Haunted Files 25. You'll get 25% off the annual subscription, and it's really cheap. It's only $3.99.
Okay.
And if you love watching paranormal shows, even like UFOs and cryptids, check them out because I know like Travel Channel, they're like doing away with a lot of the shows now. So if you want to see more shows, $3.99 is not a bad deal, and give it a try. Try it out. Like they give you a 3-day free trial, so you can check it out. But save it for Halloween, so you can watch our special Halloween episode coming out.
Oh my gosh. Well, Eric, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you have a fantastic Halloween. Will you please come back and hang out with me again one day soon?
Anytime. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Eric, well, tell your team I said, hey, everybody here at Space Out Radio says hello to War Party Paranormal. Okay.
All right.
All right, Eric. Everyone. Awesome. Thank you. Yes. All right. We'll see you next time. Okay. Oh my God, y'all. That was awesome. Please go hang out with After Hours. We got Rob G and Coley over there right now. So you guys go see them. Please come see me on my YouTube channel, The Cryptid Huntress, this Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. I will see you guys this week on my channel. You guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe out there. Thanks for being here. And I'll see y'all this week. Bye, y'all.